Hello everybody and welcome back to Broken Brain. And today we're going to watch the How to Train Your Dragon live action trailer. And before we even start, I'm just going to say right off the bat, if it's an animated property and it starts out that way, it should stay that way. Almost across the board. And here's the problem. Once in a while, once out of every 30 attempts, we get a One Piece. And it's brilliant. And it's really well done. The rest of the time we get like Death Note, Aeon Flux, Dragon Ball Evolution, Shyamalan's Avatar, the Last Airbender, and I'm on the camp that does not like the Avatar Netflix adaptation. I know some people do. I don't like it. I think it just misses the whole spirit of the show. And the way the cuts and where they edit, like, I understand why they made those edits, but they were the wrong edits to make. So it's like, yeah, one out of, even like the ones coming out of like Japan, the Full Metal Alchemist live action was hard to watch, and I'm not talking because it was subtitled. And Attack on Titan, and with the exception, there's one more exception I'd say within the last 10 years has been good, and that is Alice in Borderland is phenomenal. So 2 in the last 10 years that I think were great, and that's One Piece and Alice in Borderland. And that's 2 out of the 200 attempts from animated to live action. You notice I didn't mention a single Disney one for good reason. And the fact they're making Mufasa just blows my mind. I'm like, I don't even want to see it. I won't see it. I refuse to see any of them. They're just terrible. So let's take a look. And hopefully, maybe, there might be hope. But we'll just take a look and see. This is just the teaser trailer, by the way. This isn't the actual full release trailer. This is just the kind of the teaser to wet your whistle to get you excited about it. So this should be good enough to make us want to see the actual trailer, which should be good enough to make us want to go to the theater and see the movie.
When you carry this axe, you carry all of us with you.
Dad, I can't kill dragons.
But you will. I'm a Viking. I'm a Viking!
Okay, first off, I will give them credit right off the bat for one thing. They got Gerard Butler, who did the original voice of Hiccup's dad. I can't remember his name. But they got him to play the live action. Great. So we have one actor or actress in this that's actually reviving their role. And he does. He has that real kind of, I know he's English. I don't know if he's Scottish or anything. I think he's just English. But he's got that really deep, authoritative English kind of role in his voice, which I think really plays well in the animated and probably the live action as well. Sorry, just got to give credit where credit's due.
It's okay. I won't hurt you.
Second thing, credit where credit's due. They did an excellent job on the CG to make Toothless look like Toothless from animated to live action. I think they did an excellent job. I mean, other things we'll see how the rest of this plays out in the future for this movie, but they did that right. That looks good. That almost looks like animation come to life. I'm okay with that. Okay. So we only saw a little bit, and that's, like I said, this is the teaser. Now, right off the bat, it looks like it might be good. I mean, this isn't going to have a lot of the problems you have going from anime style to live action, because there's a lot of things that they can do visually in anime that can't be reproduced in the real world. Just human body doesn't do that thing. and it's not, and the CG looks good on Toothless because, as we've seen from Disney, taking animated animals that are very expressive to live action is terrible. If you've not seen the side-by-side comparisons of The Lion King and the live-action Lion King, you can see how terrible it is. Because the animation, Simba, you see the look of terror, the look of joy. And when you see the live action, you see a lion cub's face. Or a young teen lion's face. You don't see this expression. You lose all that. And that's why I'm a real big Disney live actions shouldn't be done, period. Hands off. Just leave them alone, period. And especially if they're animal based. And, Disney has a whole other problems with other live actions that are not animal based. And we all know that. Rachel Zegler. And honestly, I thought I was going to hate this right off the bat. Really, I did. Thought I was going to hate this. And sure enough, it doesn't look bad. The teaser doesn't look bad. We got a minute and 15 seconds. Probably more like a minute 10, really. So we get to see a little bit. This might be good. But that's a good thing and a bad thing. And here's why. I'm going to break it down this way. It's a good thing because if you're going to do an adaptation of something that's beloved, like my kids watched the first 3. We saw all the first 3 in theaters. They loved How to Train Your Dragon. My son absolutely loved it. They're good movies. They really are. I mean, DreamWorks can make a good animated movie. And they kept going along with the series and everything. They built on it, built the world, and it was great. Loved all of them. I never did see the TV series. I know there's one out there. I just never watched it. And I suspect that's probably pretty good too. Because the King Julian spinoff they did from Madagascar was absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen that one, go watch that one. You'll laugh your brains out. It's hilarious. But, I mean, it looks good. And here's the problem of why that's a bad thing. Because for any one good adaptation, we get 100 bad ones. And that's the problem. Is the people that have the ability creatively, visually, directorially, cinematography-wise, just everything all around, the people that have the eye and the creativity to pull off something from animation to live action is not a large group of people. It's just not. And I give my hats off and props to when it comes off as a hit and just is wonderful. This looks like it might be one of those. This is based off a minute of footage. So I don't hate it. It gives me hope that it might be good. But in the back of my mind, I wish they didn't do it because I don't want them to ruin it because I really enjoyed the animated movies. And I don't want it to tarnish that. But, I mean, granted, a lot of the characters, the twins are, the twins in How to Meet Your Dragons, those can't be real people because, oh my gosh, I mean, they'd be anorexic skeletons if they're real people. But animated, they look fine. It's funny, you know. But, yeah. And, you know, I get it. You can exaggerate physical features and stuff when it's animated. And so kind of translating that, there's a lot of work to be done. And kind of got to make it look. And I know that Astrid is African American. She's definitely not Nordic. Definitely not Nordic. 100% not Nordic. Should not have done that. They should not. That's just because I know I saw the casting. She's not Nordic. This is a Nordic tale. This should be with Nordic region people for a time of this. I know it's mythology and all that, but I mean, if you're going to do it right. Right? And that's why. That's the thing I don't like about that is, oh, this was a Nordic thing. This is Vikings. It's Nordic. That's where I come from. And I'm about as pasty as you can get. I mean, I'm from the Nordic countries, and I mean, yeah, we're pasty people. We do not like the sun, and we burn easily. It's just a fact. That's the Nordic people. But so I don't like that fact that that feels like it was done to make someone happy instead of trying to translate the character from the animated to the live action. That shouldn't have been done. I have nothing against the actress herself at all. 100% don't even know what she's done. Don't know if she's a good actress or not. I just think the casting shouldn't have been done that way. They should look and remind us of the animated characters. And Hiccup kind of does. I mean, the clothes, I didn't see his real leg. I didn't see that very well. It just clicked to me. I'm like, oh yeah, he's got the damaged leg. And I didn't see that. I don't know if they did that, but I mean, his hairstyle kind of makes you think it is the animated Hiccup, and that's what you want. And that's the hard translation for a lot of these live action adaptations, and that's just my opinion. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not. That's why I hate adaptations, because we're going to get into this mess. Oh, well, you don't like that Astrid was cast as a different race. It's not about the race thing. It is about making it look as closely as possible to the original source material. I'd be mad if they made an animated Black Panther and half the king's staff and warriors were white. I'd hate it. I'm like, this isn't right. This is Wakanda. Why are these white people here? You know, I want to be true to the story and its source material. I mean, that's what most people want. And if it's good enough, yeah, we'll forget about it and try to keep our suspension of belief and enjoy a good movie. Despite casting and everything, if the movie is good and it's well done, people will turn out for it. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping, you know, since Toothless looks great, Gerard Butler's in it, I have hope that this is going to be a really good movie. I really do. We'll just have to see beyond that. But I know I spent way too much time talking about this 1 minute trailer, and I'm sorry. But it's just one of those things. I kind of get excited when it's like another thing. If they just made another animated movie about How to Train Your Dragon, I'd be all in. Prequel, side story, whatever. I'm all in, period. I mean, I don't even, you just have to tell me that's what it is, and I'll go to the theater and see it. Live action. I mean, there's 2 I really liked in the past decade that were live action. Maybe this is the 3rd. I kind of hope it is. Because, yeah, How to Train Your Dragon is such a cute movie series. It is. It's such a wonderful franchise. It's loving, it's sweet, it's tender, it's emotional on so many levels. It's great. And my kids absolutely adored it, and I don't want the live action to tarnish that. And is that wrong to hope for? I don't think it is. I just don't want this to tarnish what we know. That's all. And I hope it's a good adaptation. But I hope they stop here and don't push their luck on a 2nd and 3rd. Please, please, please. So, that's my 2 cents. And we'll just have to see when we hear more about what's going to happen with How to Train Your Dragon live action. So until next time, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.